Welcome to Round Roanoke, your source for what's happening in the Valley. I'm your host, Jason Lisk. You know those outdated computers, old external hard drives, flat screen televisions, and other electronic equipment you have lying around? Now is your chance to clean house. Cox and Grand Home Furnishings have teamed up with River Acceptance, a local electronics recycling firm, to collect and properly dispose of those unwanted items. The events will coincide with Earth Day this year, and a percentage of the proceeds will benefit Center in the Square. Here to tell us about it is Randy Frazier and Jim Sears. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. So we all have these electronics lying around the house. And this is a good way to dispose of them on this event. But aside from giving us that opportunity, what are some of the other benefits to getting rid of these and recycling them?
Yeah, well, Jason, you know, as we all are very proud of the Roanoke Valley, you know, we want to keep it as pristine and clean as we possibly can. We certainly don't want to contaminate our groundwater in any way. So the common sense thing is that these devices are going to have metals in them. They're useful metals, they're valuable metals, but they're things like lead, cadmium, lithium. They're necessary to make the electronic device work, but when it becomes end of life, rather than send them to a landfill and 50 years from now, 100 years from now, or whenever the landfill is abandoned and possibly the liners break, something's going to get into the groundwater, so it doesn't make any sense to do it. So it's the same with electronics. It's just sort of a full circle management process that you're mining these metals and valuable constituents, and that makes the project sustainable without people having to pay for it. And so we're real happy and proud to be part of it. We certainly are big supporters of Center in the Square, and I think you're taking a natural resource that just happens to be a piece of scrap and you're turning it into some money, which benefits the arts and sciences. So I think that's a multiple win situation for everyone. Absolutely.
And I know people are a little bit probably worried with recycling their old computers with the information that's on the hard drive. What steps do you take for that protection?
It's not just hard drives. You know, as you move more into the newer electronics, you're getting more into some of the solid state type memory devices like SIM cards and things like that. But once we get to the point that the rest of the material has to be destroyed, it's generally shredded. Now, we don't shred that. We put it in a secure location. It's shipped with seals and locks, and it goes. It's treated the same way that DOD and EPA treat their own internal assets.
And there is no cost for people to come by and drop off their old electronics. But this is a business, and you have this collaboration with Center in the Square. Tell us how that came about.
Well, I've known Jim for many years, and was fortunate to have lunch with Jim, and we talked about synergies that we could possibly do, and this gentleman right here has got 1,000 times more energy than I have, and took off with it. And we've been very lucky and fortunate to work with Jim, and he's created a lot of corporate customers and that share their revenue with Center. The thing that we tried to do after that was to expand it, and then we sort of go to the B2C side, business to consumer. And the traditional way to do that is what we're doing with these recycle events. Earth Day happens to be a very recognized day of the year, and we expect to do tens of thousands of pounds. We'll be staffed to do that and logistically set up to do that. And Center gets a piece of that on a per pound basis revenue. They're not tied to what steel's doing or copper's doing or any of that kind of stuff. There's a straight revenue share per pound, and so we just want to get people out there.
Okay, and so Jim, this is benefiting Center in the Square. Just really quickly tell us a little bit about Center and how this event's going to benefit you.
Well, Center's been around since 1983, and we focus on supporting education, economic development, and quality of life. And of course, that takes money. So we have several sources of funds, but we constantly need to add new sources. E-scrap, electronic scrap, recycling fits right into our mission because we focus on environmental education, saving the environment, and our whole new facility that we renovated is focused on LEED certification for the building efficiency, economies, and protecting the environment. So this fits right in. It also provides us some money to continue our operations. So we're very pleased with the fact that River Acceptance, Cox, and Grand Home Furnishings are cooperating to help Center.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I appreciate you both for stopping by to tell us about the e-scrap collection.
Thank you for having us.
Good, thank you.
Make sure you gather up all your old electronics and recycle them on Saturday, April 23rd, starting at 8 a.m. at Grand Home Furnishings on Valley View Boulevard and Cox on Fallowwater Lane. Learn more about Center in the Square at centerinthesquare.org and River Acceptance at greenetronics.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Lisk. This is Around Roanoke, only on Cox 9.